Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. It's Friday once more, which means we bring to you yet another obscurity in literature. And I can't even tell you the name of this obscurity because I can't read those kanji. And in fact, I asked my family, asked my kids, asked my wife, and none of them were really 100% sure what those kanji read. So if you're a better reader than me, by all means, you can share that down in the comments. So good luck to you there. I could read the rest of the title, though. The Super Sentai Kaijin Design Daisukan. So, yeah. This is basically another in the big, chunky selection of books that have come to us from Hobby Japan itself. They do put out some books. It does have quite the hefty price tag, but it is quite the hefty book. And it is nothing but crazy. And I mean crazy Sentai designs for just the last 10 years alone. That's kind of wild. Reason is because prior to this, for the first 30 something years almost of the franchise in all of its various yearly forms, was put out in a 2-volume set, if I remember correctly, and they're ungodly awful prices now on all of the various, Yahoo auctions, Mercari Rakuten, whatever. They're not cheap, which sucks because I would love, first of all, they don't look exactly the same, but I would love to have them in this nice uniform series. I mean, obviously, these are very similar in terms of style, but if you're somebody like me that likes to just pour over these designs, figure out what's going on. I love this stuff. I would love it even more if we saw more of this kind of thing on the tabletop. Literally nobody makes this, with the exception of Renegade Game Studios, Power Rangers, Heroes of the Grid line. And I mean, they're decent models, but they're big, and I think they could be a bit more dynamic, if I don't mind saying so myself. And I could see right here, the baddie from Go Busters. Speaking of the Heroes of the Grid game, he's supposed to be in a expansion coming out in the summer? Late spring, sometime around then. So if you dig some of these more modern Sentai designs, I think you're going to like this book. Because it's literally just page after page of crazy monsters. And who doesn't love crazy monsters? And it's interesting to see who's designed some of these. Now, they don't give the artists' names, but some of them... I guess they do put some of the designs, because, I'm looking at this dude right here, and that does not look like some of the other designers' artwork. You got your grunt stuff. You got your baddies of the week. You got your full-on Nirasawa, Yasuhisa stuff. I have always had a soft spot for his work. It is a shame he died so young. What was interesting about Gokaiger, the Pyro one, I don't even know if we've seen this yet in the US, if in any form it's been here. It had a very serious throwback look to a lot of the early Sentai villains. A lot of nods to various previous series. I love that this guy is made out of bad guys. Grunt villains from just about every series. The costume itself is so ungainly and awful, but I don't remember which series is which, but I can recognize quite a few in there. The pirate guy right here, I believe was Go-Go 5? I don't know what the American names are. I know that guy is from Shinkenger. And that was Hurricanegers, I believe. The Majunkers, that's some weird name. I don't know. I know these are all old ones. I don't know what's what. You'll have to forgive me. I know Shinkenger. Like I said. Again, I don't know how well some of this stuff translates to being on TV. Four-headed weird lamprey thing. I mean, 5 heads. With a horn coming off its tail. Plopicander. Okay. Man, I miss those Nirasawa designs. And I mean, these are just like, villains of the week. They always look infinitely cooler than, they really have any right to be. And then they're gone. And it just makes me wonder, how come the Toei stuff is able to have such regularly occurring new and interesting designs, whereas for whatever reason lately with the Ultraman stuff, it just kind of rehashes a lot of the old work. I don't like that. Whoever did the mecha designs here looks really familiar, and it's like I should know it. I know the guy did a lot of the designs for Bandai itself. And I'm just drawing a blank. It's also kind of cool to see the various motifs that show up throughout the series. This one obviously, Go Busters, I believe, yeah, is very mecha influenced. Really mecha influenced. Organic mecha. This is like some special TV special thing. Jump through the interviews here. I mean, yeah, you get some typical goofy ones here and there. But even then, just the imagination. This maze guy that goes into them. This is from Kyoryuger. Can't recall ever watching that, but this is like, for us in our family, this is like one of those things that's always on, like in the background of the TV. We may not pay attention, we may not be really watching, but it's there. That's kind of cool looking. Santa Claus, not so much. Tokuger, that had some interesting designs. I had ordered some DVDs once, and they sent me some like Malaysian, most likely semi-quasi illegal, set of discs. I was checking it out. They definitely had some weird. Yeah, that's definitely a look for your baddies. I was going to say, this must be into like Ninja, the most recent of the samurai themed shows. Like I said, I haven't seen half this stuff, but I just love looking at the designs. Any brave soul out there ever attempts to want to make 3D printed models of this type of stuff, you get in touch with your man here. Jeweler. Okay. Kind of a cool looking one. And various robots. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's Sentai for you. Q Ranger. This is the space one. I thought this one had some pretty cool designs. With its various alien races. Don't know what's going on there. Generic baddie dudes looking like something out of Jaspion's early episodes. One of the things I liked about Q Ranger is it had some really funky shapes to it. Just the visual silhouettes of some of the monsters I thought was kind of fun, kind of different. And that's always appreciated. Ice Monkey Samurai dude's interesting. There's like a little alien sitting up at the top. Lupin Ranger versus Patrol Ranger. Like I said, there's always some weird ones. There's one made out of sushi, looks like. son help with those translations later. Kira Major. This one's got some goofy designs. I don't know what's up with it. You got camera heads, coin bank heads, freezer heads, faucet heads, cool weird insectoid dragons with 2 heads. That. Music note head. Lizard with a missile launcher head. Glue head man. Something looks like it's out of Ultraman. The same monster rehashed with sad empty house heads. Boat head monster thing. And fisherman man up on top. Okay. Like we're getting into almost a hole-in-one man. Look at this stuff. This is like some weird tentacled creature with a golf cart for a head. Yep. The Maneki Neko head. Okay. This thing is interesting. If it wasn't for the fact that its head is a turntable, it looks like, and he's got a do-rag around his head, gold chains, dreadlocks, speakers in his shoulders. Guys, come on. The decaying nerve tooth head man. Looking like One Punch Man there. Cat food head man. I don't know what's going on with this series. Now I want to watch it. This guy's made out of sheep. Like his whole body is made out of sheep with some kind of bizarre... I don't even know. Then we get a Zenkaiger. I thought Zenkaiger had some cool ideas. A bit of a retro throwback. What is this dude? Battle Caesar. I know they made a plastic model kit of this, except it requires tons and tons of stickers. Along with, what's this thing's called? Hakaijuo. It's a neat design. And its pilot up here, Hakayo, they made a figure of as well. I don't know if they're full-on model kits. I believe the robot is. The top guy might be like the Shoto, Soto, Yudo, whatever lines that Bandai has put out of action figures that require massive amounts of stickers, of which I might do a video on soon. I've got some boxes coming in the mail, and I am going to force myself to build those. It's kind of interesting in that this one, they have a lot of reused body types that then have various different heads to make different enemies. And that's about where we are with Dawn Brothers finishing up. Sadly, is not in this. That's one that's been out there. But yeah, one of these days I'm going to try my best to track down the earlier editions because I love the old stuff. Always had a soft spot for that. And it's nice to see that Shout Factory or Discotech, I forget who's doing it, but they have continued to be putting these series out in English subtitled, officially licensed DVDs, and there's a bunch of Kamen Rider stuff coming out these days as well. So if you're interested in any of these, you know, serialized tokusatsu stories, if you're a fan of the suits, if you're a fan of ham-fisted acting, if you're a fan of pretty decently choreographed fight scenes of guys dressed up as rubber monsters, by all means, I think there's plenty of out there that you can really enjoy these days. So that's always cool to see. I will put the kanji, like I said, up there, down here in the comments, description, whatever it's called. If you want to track down this book yourself, by all means, happy hunting. I think if it's something that interests you, you will definitely get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.